Welcome folks to another episode of Dski Grillz. It's April, and believe it or not, we just got a cold front that came in, okay? So it's around 40, 45 degrees outside. I want to get out there and do some grilling. I don't have a whole lot of time. So what's a good option to get you out there on that grill, back in the house, enjoying some grilled goodness? I'll show you what it is. Prime beef ribeyes on the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill. Let's go. So folks, you saw that intro. What we have here is a total of around 4 pounds of ribeyes. These are boneless prime ribeyes that I purchased from Wild Forks. Each one is right at 1 pound. So you have 4 steaks, maybe a little bit under on one, a little bit over on the other, but you get the picture, okay? So what I want to do is bring you in close. We're going traditional. We're going with a good Maldon sea salt. We're going with a good pepper, right? And then all we're going to do is let these babies hang out on the cutting board for a little bit while we go up there and get that grill fired up. So again, little nippy. This is the cold that usually comes right before Easter here in Texas. We get this almost every year. So we're going to get in and out of this cook using the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill. We're going to go indirect and let that steak come up to around 130 degrees. Then we're going to sear those babies off right over that Jealous Devil lump charcoal. Before you know it, we'll be back at the cutting board checking out the final product of these beautiful prime beef ribeyes made on the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill. Okay, so at the cutting board, up close and personal with these ribeye steaks that I bought from Wild Forks. They are, again, around 1 pound a piece. These are boneless prime ribeye steaks. Now, I've had them on the cutting board so they can come up to room temperature. This is a must when you're trying to make sure that your steak is cooking even all the way around. So they've come up to room temperature. They have beautiful marbling, but let's get them open and see how they look up close. All right, folks, so they have been taken out of the package. They were vacuum sealed individually, so if you just wanted one steak, you could just thaw that one, leave the other one in the freezer until you're ready, but we're doing all 4 today, okay? So I'm coming back with olive oil as a binder. It's going to just be really, really simple here, right? Now, you've seen me do steaks before, so this is going to be a slam dunk. We know all about this, all right? So we'll come on back and rub our olive oil in just to make sure we get a good coating so we can have our seasoning stick really well. So that's the whole idea behind that, of course. And I'm going to flip and do the same thing to the other side. I hope you can see the intense marbling these steaks have. They look amazing. They're going to be absolutely delicious, okay? So intermuscular fat, we want to break that down, and that's what we'll be doing while we're doing the indirect portion of this cook. And then we're going to be searing it in and finishing it off to get that beautiful crust. That's going to be the last segment of the cook. So I store this salt right here in this container, and I keep it for ease of use right there on my counter. So we're going to get some of this added in here to make it easier. Okay, and that way we can put the big container up. But just wanted to show you that. I think if you give this a shot for your steaks, you would be really impressed on the final product. It truly does make a difference. All right, so adding our Maldon sea salt, we're going to do a pinch. We've already added our olive oil, and we want to make sure to get this beautiful flakiness added to our steaks. Just like this. You know, they talk about certain cuts of meat and most things, you know, when you're talking barbecue, most of the time salt and pepper is all you need, right? So definitely when you're talking about a delicious steak. All right, so we got that. I'll tap it. We'll flip and repeat on the back side. So yeah, Mama and Grillz and I was watching that weather, and we didn't believe it when they talked about having a high in the 50s and a low in the 30s. I said, but it's April. You know, what are we going to do here? And I start thawing out steaks on Friday to be able to do this today on Sunday. So this is a Sunday fun day cook, okay? All right, so we're going to let these sit on the cutting board. Okay, I'm going to also come back with a pepper real quick, and I'll show you that. Some of the tricks of the trade, and this is the Lawry seasoned pepper. One of my go-tos because of the beautiful colors of the peppers and different styles that it does. But it helps to aid in that crust building and give you that beautiful salt and pepper flavor, right? So you want salt and pepper on your steaks. Okay, so we'll let the magic of time do its thing while these sit on the cutting board. I'll meet you outside and we can check out the grill setup. All right, folks, we are back. We are outside at the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill, and like I told you, we had this cold snap that came in. So we're out here with the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill, and we also have Mama Grillz here. She's about to start doing some planting, so she's going to step in real quick and say hi to you.
Get ready to get to work, you guys.
She's getting to work.
It'll be beautiful for you in the background.
Absolutely. So she's getting those pots and plants ready. But what we're going to do right now is go ahead and get the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill fired up. So you know I love to use the grill gun, so let's get this thing started really quick. We're using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. And all I want to do is just get the coals lit maybe around 1 minute max and let this thing come up to temperature. Now, I'm not shooting for a real high temperature right now. I'm going to set those steaks indirect, let them come up to temperature. Then we're going to get this thing hot and angry and sear them off. So I'll bring you in close and let you see how this is looking. Okay, so this should do us just fine, all right? I'll leave it open just like you see it, so it'll heat up pretty fast. We're going to go ahead and bring the steaks out and finish this grill setup together first, though. Let's finish it together. We'll put our grill grate in place. Love the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill. You guys know this grill has been, since we started the channel almost, we've had this thing for at least 5 years. I think we've had the channel now for 7 years. So let's get a grill brush, get this side cleaned up real fast. Let me grab that. Talking about a tried and true, that's what the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill is. You guys know this is one of my favorites. I posted a 1975 Workhorse Pits refurbished video, if you will, coming out of the winter. And if you didn't get a chance to see that, you got to see that. I have it tagged at the end of this video, so hopefully you click and check that one out next. But I'm telling you, man, we brought that raw metal back to life. And looking at it right now from a distance, this baby is looking really good. We've had 3 days of heavy rain and, like I said, colder temperatures. Okay, I would say that we are good to go here. All right, so what we'll do is get back together when it's time to put the steaks on the side, and then we'll just regulate, let this go again until it reaches around 130 degrees, then sear them off. I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, so we got the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill up to around 220 degrees. I'm gonna let the rapid fire assist down. Always burp for safety. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and get our steaks added to the indirect side. So let's do that right now. Now, the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill has a 24-inch diameter, so definitely plenty of room to do your 4 steaks. You can probably do your 5, but this is going to be ample room for what we need for today. I'll turn this that way. Okay, so we'll go around 20 minutes and come back because remember, folks, we let these sit on the cutting board at room temperature for at least a couple of hours. So we're going to shut it down, let the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill do its job, get this baby up to around 130 degrees. Then we're going to open it up, get this thing just angry as heck, and sear these babies off. See you guys in a second. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. We're cooking at around 250 degrees. Let's check the internal temps on the steaks because we want to make sure we have time to do that beautiful sear to finish these babies off. Let's check it out. Okay, so we're going to burp for safety, get it opened up. They're definitely coming along well. You can see they're starting to sweat really nice. I'm going to go right into this part here of the steak. We are at 108, 109. Next steak. We're at around 118, so we got a little variation there, around 10 degrees difference, okay? Now think about it, they are different size steaks as well. We have 111 here, okay? And on our last one in the corner, we have around 109. Okay, so the outsides of our grill are burning cooler than the insides, so you do know what that means, right? We will be searing these babies off first in the middle, getting them done and out of the way. Once they hit 130, these will be staying on the side, coming up to that temperature. We'll do these two on the outside last. Now also, folks, hopefully you can notice as well that these are the two larger steaks. So it does make sense. 109 on the outsides for the larger steaks and around 118 or 119 for the smaller steaks. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to shut it back down, let it continue doing its magic, enjoying the beautiful smoke from the Jealous Devil lump charcoal, basting these babies in flavors, then angry, get it done, meet you at the cutting board. Okay, so let's get together again, maybe around 15 more minutes to see how we're doing. All right, folks, around 15 minutes later, let's see where we're at. Looking like 131 right here. Don't know if you can see that. 134. Next one, around 135. Next one. Around 132. Oh, the Weber Summit is acting up, okay? 132. And our last one, we have around, are we going to get to 130? 129 and some change, okay? So almost 130. So now, with the grill stabilizing, again, there's your 133. With the grill stabilizing, everything is around the same temperature. Okay, so now that we have this, what are we going to do next? I'm going to go ahead and show you the charcoal, right? So here's our charcoal. And what we're going to do, we're going to leave the Weber Summit charcoal grill wide open. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want maximum airflow. We want the intake pushing air right through. It's already getting angry. You can see some of the glowing right there. I'm going to come back in around 2 or 3 minutes. Hopefully we have everything hot. If not, we'll start searing off where it is hot and go ahead and get these steaks done, all right? But everything is coming along well. I'm going to open up the intake. I'm going to get some ash out of here. And then on the wide open setting for airflow, we have it there. So the grill is wide open and air is going to push through. It's going to get everything nice and hot and we'll start searing, okay? What we'll do during this time is we'll listen to a little music together, kind of do a fast spin through all this while you guys watch this grill get hot and angry. See you guys in a few minutes. All right, folks, so we're back. So we have an angry grill on one side. This side hasn't quite caught up to the party. What I'm going to do is go ahead and start with steak number 1. Put that baby right there, okay? So let's get started really quick. We're going to start the searing process, going right here on the hot coals. And what I want is 1 minute right here. Now I'm going to shut it down, folks, because I don't want it to burn, but I do want to get that beautiful sear. So let's shut it down. We'll get back together in just a second when it's time to do the first flip. Okay, it's been about a minute. We're going to burp for safety. Coming on up. Beautiful smoky environment. Love it. Okay, and let's flip over our first steak. Oh yeah, it's mad. I love it. Be mad. Be great though, right? Let's be great. Look how beautiful that is, folks. Beautiful. Probably could have went a little bit longer on that side, but it looks really good. You have a nice char. I'm going to shut it back down because we want a beautiful infused steak. We don't want it burnt, but we want a nice flavor. We want a nice crust. So we're going to shut it back down, get back together again. Once this one's done, we'll bring the next one over, okay? I have no problem with that. This side doesn't want to agree today, but that side is showing out. We'll put it right here on the cutting board and continue until we get done. But let's finish this first one together first. All right, folks, we are back. I hope you can see that smoke rolling. We're going to go ahead and burp for safety. Steak number 1 is ready to come off, okay? I'm going to show you what we got here. Check it out. Beautiful. Okay, let's get that to the side. We're going right on with steak number 2. We ain't messing around. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we'll go a minute on this side. Now, I'm going to continue this process. I will not let this go down until the fire comes up and gets really, really mad. Then we'll shut it down to calm it down to make sure we're really building that crust, okay? So let's stay together. So let's stay together for a minute. Wait for that flame to start shooting all around the steak. Then we'll shut it down. That will be the process for the last 2 steaks. And then we'll get back together at the cutting board to check out the final product of these beautiful boneless prime beef ribeyes made on the Weber Summit charcoal grill. Okay, folks, we are back and we are at the final part of this video, okay? This is the part where we get a chance to cut off into this luscious, beautiful steak. So what we've done is we've left these ribeyes rest for around 10 minutes, okay? If you remember, they were coming off one at a time. We only had one little hot zone. Think about what we did to begin, though, folks. We started off with Maldon sea salt. We started off with the Lawry's seasoned pepper, okay? Check it out. I buy it from Amazon. Check it out. It's some wonderful pepper, awesome color, beautiful crust that it puts on your steak. What did we do, folks? We actually went indirect. We went indirect for around 20, maybe 25 minutes. You saw how the Weber Summit charcoal grill stabilized, and all of our steaks were around 130 degrees before we started searing those babies off. We went 1 minute on each side. I showed you that. We built a beautiful crust. What do we do? From there, we put it right here on this pan, and we started steak number 2, steak number 3, and steak number 4. Now, we're at the cutting board, 10 minutes later, ready to check out the final product. So let's check it out. On the cutting board, what do we have? We have 4 beautiful ribeyes. Check them out, folks. I want you to check out how the color is the same all the way across, because what Dski really loves is grilling, okay? So grilling these steaks off didn't take too long. You guys saw the process, okay? We're going to take one off, close this video out. I'm going to grab this baby right here. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Wow. You do see the juices. I always believe in showing you how the juices are flowing. We're not messing around here, okay? Cooking things right. Now, I have the Kalina whale knife that we're going to cut these babies with today, all right? And all we're going to do is start doing some slices. Look at this. I love slicing steak like this. You can come back if you want to put something on it. I might be offended if you do. My steaks are going to be right off the jump, okay? Maldon sea salt, Lori seasoning, okay? Look at this. Look at this. Okay, first off, check out the beautiful color. Look at the beautiful, oh my God, this thing. Look at the crust that we have here. We're going to do a taste test, close this video out. But look at this, folks. This is steak done right. Okay, we'll grab it from wherever we want. We'll go ahead and start right here. Here we go. Taste test. My Lord. My Lord. Absolutely delicious. The Maldon sea salt, the Laurie's pepper, the Jealous Devil lump charcoal. Folks, the method of going indirect until it comes up to 130 and then searing it off for 1 minute on each side, it makes the perfect steak for you to enjoy. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let everyone know what Dski Grillz is up to. And as always, at Dski Grillz, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. Thank you again for joining me. Try this method of making your steaks, okay? No more than salt and pepper, no more than indirect, no more than searing on one side, especially on a cold day, okay? And enjoy some of the best steak you've ever had in your life. I'll catch you guys on the next one.